27th of October, Rabbi Furst, Tana deBei Eliyahu.
Fine, thank you. As Lou mentioned, this is Rabbi Shlomo First here, Yeshiva Tzalman Yerushalayim Care of Zoom. Our first share this morning, as Lou mentioned, Tana deBei Eliyahu. Okay, we're in the second paragraph as Rav Meir was reading. So I guess continue on, Rav Meir.
Okay. So we got up to, okay, so Shema Kibarosh V'Sof, okay, Umagid Meireshit Acherit, or Acharit. So what's that? He says from the
Umagid Mireshis Achris, and he I think it's like Magid. The Lashon Magid is, we know, on Leil Pesach, one of the mitzvahs of that night of Leil Pesach, Seder night, is Haggadata Levincha B'Yom Hahu. Haggadata, there's a Haggadah, right? There's Magid. Magid is like, it's not simply speaking, but Magid is relating a narrative, right? So here it's a little bit more than speaking about just what is, but is Magid Mereshis Achris. Magid, he describes from the beginning what will be at the end, meaning what will be the outcome.
Okay. Very interesting. Good. Okay. Mikodem ad shelona aseh.
Meaning, and this is all taking place previously before it ever happens. This is all the Magi, the understanding. Kaddish is an understanding, and his descriptive narrative of what will be at the very beginning, eventually what will occur. This is all taking place before it ever happens. So again, right now we're just trying to figure out the words, how this all relates, and where it's going to fit in. We'll leave that that'll be our second stage, second time around.
Okay. V'yodea ma she'na'aseh u'ma she'atid lehi asot.
Oh. So Hashem knows what will occur and what, well, actually, Shenaseh. Kadosh Baruch Hu knows what, that's past tense. Shenaseh, I think, is past tense, correct?
Right.
Right. So Hashem knows ma shenaseh. Hashem knows what has occurred, ma she'asid lios, and what's going to be in the future.
Okay. Let's see. Okay. Utzofeh l'tova, v'ein tzofeh l'ra'ah.
Oh, so this is the insightful. Hashem is sofer. Sofer meaning he expects, or his perspective is to view which is good, and not to view what is bad. Okay, that's a very big insight into a Kadosh Baruch Hu. I mean, the other things. Well, we're going to analyze this as we're going to go through it, and then we're going to go back and do a little analysis. But this is
Okay.
a whole different type of a insight into a Kadosh Baruch Hu. We'll explain why when we get back to it around the second time.
Okay. Let's see. V'ashir v'sameach b'chelko.
Now, he's Usher, he's wealthy and satisfied with his portion. Now, that's also a very, very um, perplexing statement to make about a Kadosh Baruch Hu. Okay, that's gonna we'll see if we can. I mean, as we go along, I'm trying to find. I have to search a little bit more. I'm trying to find um, if there are specific perushim on the Tana deBei Eliyahu, which would give us a greater insight into what all these things mean. But
Oh, okay.
it just at face value, it's a very great insight and it's also an unexpected insight into a Kadosh Baruch. I mean, if you had your choice of speaking about virtues or characteristics of the Kadosh Baruch Hu, as we can humanly imagine and speak about, I'm not sure if that would be applied in general. You wouldn't pick that right off the top of your head.
Okay. Let's go on. V'chachmachto uv'tivonto bara olamo. Okay, I guess we can stop there.
So, with his wisdom and with his understanding, he bara olamo. He created his world. So I'll tell you what. You know how this relates. Oshiv is samech bechelkoi. How does this relate to a Kadosh Baruch Hu? I mean, we're talking that he's wealthy and he's satisfied with his lot, his portion. So this is, I think, revealing a tremendous insight into our existence. This is being taught us, not that we have to know things about a Kadosh Baruch Hu. We have to know things about our obligations to a Kadosh Baruch Hu. Chazal, when they teach us things, they're not coming to teach us things about a Kadosh Baruch Hu for the simple reason of giving us information about what the Kadosh Baruch Hu is about. Their main interest and purpose is to teach us what our obligations are towards the Kadosh Baruch Hu. That's what we were created for. We were created to fulfill our obligations to a Kadosh Baruch Hu. So how does this mean anything to us that Hashem is Asher v'Samech b'Chelkoi? How does that relate to us in terms of our obligations to a Kadosh Baruch Hu? Because the next statement is the Hakmaso u'Visnulosoi bara olamo. With his wisdom and his understanding, he created the world. Meaning, right away, Chazal, in giving us an insight, HaKadosh Baruch Hu had no need to create this world. Don't think for a second that HaKadosh Baruch Hu ever had any need to create this world. Hashem is Ashir v'Samech b'Chelko. He's absolutely, completely satisfied in the most infinite ways we can imagine being satisfied. He had no need whatsoever to create this world. So that tells us a tremendous thing about what we and how we're obligated to a Kadosh Baruch Hu. Since Hashem had no need for us to be created, he had no need for the world to be created. We are created simply and positively, absolutely only through the chesed of a Kadosh Baruch Hu. He did it for our benefit. He doesn't need it, Bichlal. It's not necessary for him in any way, shape, form, at all, Bichlal. We are here, the world exists, the universe has been created simply because the Kadosh Baruch Hu wants to benefit us. And if we understand that, then we realize we've got a very big obligation to serve a Kadosh Baruch Hu, to say thank you to Kadosh Baruch Hu, to learn his Torah and to keep his mitzvahs. We have very big obligations because on our own, there's no need for us to be here. And to tell you the truth, we learned this in Chavos Halevavos. Chavos Halevavos said this, if you refer back to the very first of the Cheshbon HaNefesh that we learned in the most recent time we were learning the Chavos Halevavos, that the very the Chesed of HaKadosh Baruch Hu, that Hashem was created him. And also, if you remember, when we were learning for Purim, we learned the Sefer Kad Kemach, that's Rabbeinu Bechaye. He spent a great deal of introduction in explaining that Kadosh Baruch Hu absolutely and entirely through his chesed created existence. Existence is only existing because of the chesed of the Kadosh Baruch Hu. So here, this relates very directly to that. He said, we're taught by Tana deBei Eliyahu, Hashem is Ashir. He has absolutely everything he possibly could want, so to speak. And he's Sameach Bechelko, and he's completely, absolutely satisfied. He has absolutely no needs, no requirements. Nevertheless, B'chachmaso, Uvisnosai Bara Oilamo, and nevertheless, through his wisdom and his understanding, Kadosh Baruch Hu created the world.
Okay, let's see. V'chichinu v'achar kach bara et Adam v'hishlit lefanav.
V'achino, and I think Hachino is like from the word Chachana. He prepared it, meaning everything that was necessary for the creation of the world was prepared by Kadosh Baruch Hu.
Wow, so all that was necessary. Okay, let's see. So v'achar kach bara et Adam.
And afterwards, that Hashem created the world with his wisdom and his understanding, and he prepared everything there. Then HaKadosh Baruch Hu created Adam.
V'hishlit lefanav.
So now what does that mean? Shlita love.
Yeah, it's a good question.
Lahashlit lefanav. Lahashlit lefanav. I think to rule before him. Hashem rules before Adam.
Oh. Okay, rule before him. Okay, v'haya mikdatek bo ad sof kol adorot.
Now let's think about what that means. What does it mean? Hashem is medatek boy. Hashem is medatek. He is exacting with him until the end of all humanity, until the end of all doros.
Wow.
So could be what this seems to be intimating is that we have the creation of Adam, and Adam we can take in a certain perspective as being one entity, meaning Kadosh Baruch Hu is, you see, medatek boy. Hashem is exacting boy with Adam, right? With Adam, Ad calls sofa doors, meaning the doors, all the doors are extensions of Adam. We're all connected. We're all connected back to Adam Arishon. That don't think that there were a bunch of cavemen that came from slime pools, and they somehow climbed out of the slime pools and managed to live in caves until they grew hair and knew how to cook steaks and have barbecues. No, we were created, Adam was created singularly, one Adam, and all his generations are connected back to him, and a Kadosh Baruch Hu medactic in him as one particular entity until the end of all his generations.
Okay. Let's see. V'tzafa shetoldotav miksifot, I guess.
Now, I'm not sure. That word mekatzifot, I'm not familiar with that word. One second.
I wonder if it's a noun. Mik.
I'm going to try and see if there's other contexts of that word.
Okay.
Interesting. It's not a common word at all. Seafood. Interesting. You know what they call katsefet? You know what katsefet is in this country and then in the Hebrew language, katsefet?
Is
Ever heard about
that
that?
whipped cream?
Yeah. So does that mean that Hashem looks forward to his toldos, meaning his offspring being whipped cream? Doesn't make too much sense to me.
These are generations. It was whipped cream.
Let's see what
I
we can
just
find.
saw a Hebrew word. Hold on a second.
You have a good dictionary. Maybe look it up. Yeah.
Uh,
Let me see.
doesn't make sense though. I don't think.
Unless you say maybe they should be the cream of the crop, maybe something like that.
Yeah. Yeah. In this dictionary, the only mitzah is a verb. I think, no, it's not a verb. I'm sorry. It's a noun, either detail or heat. But unless he viewed the generations with great detail, maybe, or something like that.
Interesting. One second.
Okay.
Okay. Okay. Katsaf. There's a maybe you have a um Yiktsoif, Yiktsoif,
So,
Yiksof means to be angered. Yeah, 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 yeah. Um, you, anyone, let's see, right, you have a Chumash Bereshis, or if anyone's if you have a Chumash Torah, that's good. If you have a Chumash Bereshis only, we'll just, let me know what you have and I'll tell you where to look.
Okay, I have the brace sheet.
Okay, so if you look there in Bereshis, Perik Mem, Pasuk Beis.
Mem, that's 40, I think, right? Mem bet. Okay, hold on.
Take your time, no rush.
Okay, Mem Pasuk bet. It's oh yeah, look at that. Vayiksof Paro. Wow. Paro
Right.
was enraged. Let's see. What was he enraged about? Al Shnei Sarisav. Oh, about these two I guess servants, the chamberlain and the cupbearer.
Right. They both messed up. Right. The baker let a stone be in the bread of Paro, and the Saramashke let a fly go into the wine cup of wine for Paro. So he got angry at his servants. Right. And we see there are many other cases. There are about I'd say there are a good, easy, at least a dozen times this this expression um, comes up. If you want, I can show you some more. Uh, in Midbar, in Vayikra, in Devarim. If you like, well, I'll give you some more examples if you like.
Okay. Let's see.
Um, so if you have a if you have a Sefer Devarim there,
Okay, let me get that out. Okay.
so if you take a look in Parshas Nitzavim, Perek Chavtes,
Uh, Ed.
Perek Chavtes, Pasuk Chav Zayin.
Oh, I almost opened right up to that, I think. Okay. Let's see. Kaf Tet, Kaf Zion. Let's see. Vait. Where's that magnifying glass? Vait Shem. Okay. Vait Shem Hashem. May Allah Damatam. Be'af uve Hema. Oh, Uvik, Uvaketsef, Gadol. Wow. Vayishlechem El Eretz Acheret Kayom Hazeh. So let's see what that pasuk says. It says, and Hashem removed them from upon their soil with anger. Oh, Beketzef. And with wrath and with great fury. And he cast them to another land as this very day.
Right. So so Ketzif means fury,
Mm-hmm.
right? Kesef is fury. So I'll just maybe explain what it maybe why is whipped cream called maksefis, right? Because the way
Mm-hmm.
you get whipped cream is you whip it, meaning you have to be very furiously involved in whipping the milk butter, and you get whipped cream from it. So maybe
Right.
that's why they call it maksefis. Right. But for our purposes, now what does that mean here? So it says here again, let's go back. It says, "B'chokmaso b'snuzo bara olamo," with Hashem's wisdom and his understanding, he created his world. V'achino, and he prepared it. V'achakach bara es Adam, and afterwards he created Adam. V'shalit lefanav, and he Hashem ruled before Adam. V'ayimedaktik bo ad sof kol doros, and he Hashem is exacting with an observant, strictly observant over Adam till the end of all his generations. Now, Vitzafa, Shetoldosov Miksafos, and he saw that Adam's offspring would fury him. And Hashem saw that Adam's offspring would infuriate him.
Ah,
Right?
which they did. One of them did anyway.
Yeah, we had the portion.
One was killed, but
Mhm. Yeah. So let's continue on. Amri
okay.
said,
Amar im mishamer ani lo. Let's see. Chovot harishonim ein haolam omed. So he said.
if Hashem said, if I'm going to be shomer ani lo chovis rishonim, I mean, if I'm going to if I'm going to hold Adam to his original obligations, Eina oilam omid, the world will not continue.
Oh.
Since the Kadosh Baruch Hu saw that the Toldos, the offspring of Adam, would infuriate him, so Hashem said, more or less speaking, he sort of said to himself, if I hold Adam to his original obligations, the world will not be able to continue.
Uh-huh. Wow. Okay. Let's see. Alai lahavir rishonim bikach asa minayin.
So since the Kadosh Baruch Hu saw that if he could hold Adam Rishon and humanity to their original obligations, the world couldn't continue to exist. Therefore, Allah, Hashem, it's upon me, la'avir rishonim, it's upon me to forego the original things, to forego them. V'keinas, and that's what Hashem did. Hashem, so to speak, pardoned Adam on the original obligations. Okay, v'keinas, and so he did. And then Menayan. So how do we know that this was the fact? How do we know that this was in fact? This is what happened. How do we know?
Ah. Okay. Well, hopefully the next paragraph will tell us.
Yeah, Minan, that's the question. Minan, from where do we know this? So that'll be the next paragraph coming up to give an explanation about this. Very good.
Okay, so it says, Teda lecha shehu kain. I'll just go a little more. Keshehayu Yisrael b'midbar sarcho b'maasehem.
So, you should know that this was the case. Shukain, this was the case. Why? Kashayu Yisrael b'midbar sarchu b'maasehem. When Klal Yisrael was in the midbar, they fell short in their behavior. Their behavior was that of wrongdoing. There was sarchu b'maseim. Sarchu means Sirchon is basically decay, right? Or um,
Okay, so they behaved in a decadent way, maybe, or a decayed way.
yeah, right. They it was um they were like delinquent, they were um became decadent. Yeah, decadent would probably maybe decadent might be a good word. They were decadent in their behavior.
Wow. Okay. Amad lahavir et kol asher asu.
So Ahmad, so this is, so to speak, a Kadosh Baruch Hu. So a Kadosh Baruch Hu Ahmad, meaning he was prepared to. Hashem was prepared to do the following, or in fact, maybe he didn't. In fact, he did do the following.
Oh,
Ahmed Lahavir is called Hashem also. He was prepared. Hashem got up to be prepared to do away, Lahavir, to do away with everything that had been done.
oh, yeah. Okay, so we have looks like a quote from Shemot, but yeah, Avor Hashem al panav, al tikra v'ya'avor ella v'ya'avir, ya'avir milamed she'avir kol ra'atam mideged panav. Wow, so that's what Shemot 34.
Yeah. If you'd like, you could look it up. That's,
Wait one
I
second.
believe, I believe after the Egel.
34. Okay. And what's the pasuk? Vav. 34 Vav. Okay. 1 second. "34 Vav." What's that? That's 5. 1 second. Oh, there it is. It says, oh, Hashem passed before him and proclaimed. Oh, this is the Hashem, right? Or no?
Right.
And proclaimed, okay, Hashem, God, compassionate and gracious, slow to anger, and abundant in kindness and truth. Oh, yeah, it is. Preserver of kindness for thousands of generations, forgiver of iniquity, willful sin and error, and who cleanses but does not cleanse completely, recalling the iniquity of parents upon children and grandchildren to the third and fourth generations. Oh, so he holds them accountable.
Right. Yeah. Right. So what does this mean? Let's see what it means. Uh so the Chazal here, Al Tikri v'ya'avur, don't say v'ya'avur, Hashem passed over, Ela shi'avir, Malame, that teaches us, Shahavir kol ra'asam neged panaf, to teach you that it passed in front of him all their wickedness. All their wickedness was now brought before Kadosh Baruch Hu.
Oh. What does Yavir mean again?
You know what I mean? Like something which avir is literally to pass, right?
Oh,
Right.
oh.
to transverse, to pass in front of or to
Okay.
pass over.
Wow.
Why is it called an avera? Why is an avera called an avera?
Oh, that's a good point. Yeah, it's same root. Yeah.
Right, because he's transgressing. He's passing over the law. He's 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 ignoring the law, breaking the law. So it's called an avera. Same root,
Uh-huh.
exactly.
Okay. So Vayikra, and this is what I think we just read. Hashem, Teidalecha b'mordech, b'mordechai.
Mordechai. You should know. Meaning, again, okay, we these are examples, right? Again, that we're going go back to the last line of the previous paragraph, right? So, imani mishamer ani, ima mishamer ani lo kol chovos rishonos ain't all the moment. If I'm going to hold Adam responsible for all of his obligations, his previous obligations, ain't all the moment. The world can't exist. Alai la'avir rishonim. It's upon me that I should like forego. Here in this word context, obvious to forego the Rishon. I'm going to forego. I'm going to be pardoning the earlier transgressions. And so he did. So Tedelacha, how do you know? Minayin, how do you know? Tedelacha, first of all, when Klal Yisrael was Sarchan, we were corrupt in our ways. In the Midbar, Hashem forgave us. Right? And now Tedekla by Mordechai. There's another example he's going to give him by Mordechai.
Ah, Mordechai. Okay. Okay. Tedabzcho Mechordeka b'sha'a she'hadibara imo, or amo maybe. Esther Devarim Shelo Kehogen Ketzef Aleha.
So what happened? What happened by at the time of Mordechai? Yesha Shedibra Imai. At the time Esther spoke with him, Devarim Shalukahogim Ketzef Aleha. At the time when Esther spoke words that were not proper, I guess, apparently to Mordechai, Ketzef Aleha, that same word, Ketzef, he became furious with her.
Wow.
Subject. Let's hold it here, okay, and let's just make a point that we're now at the point here by Mordechai, and we'll start that fresh tomorrow, Mitzvah Shem.
Okay, so let's see. Okay, excellent. Thank you so much. Very
Thank
interesting.
you. Very good. Very good. Thank you, Mayor, for the reading.
Rabbi,
Okay,
Koyach
we'll
Meir.
Baruch Tiyeh
take a
Lo.
short. Okay, see you both soon, Be'ez Hashem.
Okay.